You ever notice how the moment you decide to ignore God, suddenly you can't find your keys or your phone or your wallet? Listen. That's not coincidence. Some of y'all think that Spirit only speaks through miracles and angel numbers and blessings, but no. Sometimes Spirit protects you by frustrating you. And if you've ever had one of those nights where everything starts going wrong the second you're about to make the wrong decision, this video is for you. Because I need you to understand something that changed my whole relationship with GodIs. Sometimes the closed door is mercy, not punishment. And you know this feeling. You know this feeling. That feeling when you deep down, before you even move, before you even text them back, before you even leave the house, you've already heard the don't go. And at first it wasn't loud either. That's the crazy part. Because God rarely screams. Spirit whispers. And that whisper be so easy to ignore when your flesh already made up its mind. Sometimes, if we're being honest, we don't really want guidance. We want permission. We don't want that small whisper to tell us what not to do. We want permission to do what we want to do. That's the part that nobody talks about. We ask God what to do while secretly hoping he agrees with the decision we already made emotionally. And Spirit be sitting there like, no. But your ego, your loneliness, your curiosity, the impulsive side of you says, I'm going to go find out for myself. Listen, last night changed something in me, like really changed something in me. I was supposed to go somewhere and meet someone. And before I even got ready, I felt it. I never got ready. I started to get ready, but I felt it. There was tension in my chest, heavy energy, that spiritual resistance. And I immediately heard it in my spirit, don't go. Simple, clear. Not fear, not anxiety, not paranoia, discernment. But I ignored it. Because sometimes when we want something so bad, we start negotiating with God. Well, maybe I'm overthinking. Well, maybe it'll be fine. Well, maybe this is different. And Spirit just keeps getting quieter while your flesh keeps getting louder. So I started getting ready anyways. And this is where it gets not crazy. This is where God came in. I couldn't find my phone. Now listen, not misplaced, gone. I searched the entire upstairs, my whole bedroom, every place that I had been, couches, bathrooms, kitchen, laundry basket, checking the same places over and over. Like somehow it was going to magically appear because I wanted my plans more than I wanted obedience. And the whole time I could feel God sitting there like, you're not going to find your phone tonight. I said, don't go. But I still kept looking for my phone, knowing that I was not going to find it. But here's the part that broke me. It disappointed me in myself. The person that was supposed to meet me somewhere, and because I lost my phone, I couldn't call them. Couldn't text them. Couldn't order a ride. Couldn't even explain what happened. And meanwhile, they actually left their house to go meet me. And I never showed up like an asshole. And suddenly, I'm sitting there in silence. No phone. No distractions. No way to force what God already interrupted. Just me. And conviction. That kind of silence that feels different when Spirit traps you in it. Because now you can't run from the knowing anymore. And listen, this is deeper than losing a phone. This is about the moments Spirit literally blocks access to destruction, to self-sabotage. Because some of y'all are mad things keep not working out. But what if heaven is interfering? What if God's been hiding things from you on purpose? No, really, think about that. What if every delay wasn't denial? What if every inconvenience wasn't bad luck? What if Spirit knew something that your emotions couldn't see yet? Because sometimes your soul knows before your mind catches up. That's why your body gets heavy. That's why things start malfunctioning. That's why plans suddenly collapse. That's why you lose the very thing you need to move forward into something that you were never supposed to touch. And it's frustrating and it's tough, it's infuriating, it's defeating, but you're putting yourself through it because we ignore it when we worship the momentum. We think, if I already planned it, I gotta go. No, you don't. That's ego. Spirit moves through alignment. Ego moves through force. And this is where people ruin their lives sometimes. Because the first warning feels small. It's just a feeling, just a delay, just lost keys, canceled plans, dead phone. But when you keep overriding discernment, the consequences get louder and louder. And Spirit was trying to save you from the loud consequence through quiet inconvenience. That's deep. What has God protected you from? When has God protected you from yourself? And you watching this right now, you're watching this right now because you have experienced this. You know you have. The relationship you forced after hearing leave. The trip you took after feeling don't go. The text you sent after Spirit said, be still. The person you swiped right on when God said swipe left. And afterward, you sat there replaying everything, realizing, I knew. That sentence right there, I knew. That sentence changes your whole life when you finally become honest about it. When you stop just saying, I know, and you do something about it. Because now you realize Spirit has been speaking to you the whole time. The issue is never whether God talks. The issue is whether we listen before He has to humble us. Before she has to humble us. Before God has to humble. And listen, obedience doesn't always feel spiritual in the moment. Sometimes obedience feels frustrating. Sometimes obedience feels boring, lonely, inconvenient. Sometimes obedience feels like staying home while everybody else is out living. Sometimes obedience feels like missing out. But what if missing out was actually protection? This is what people don't understand about God. God sees the version of events you can't see yet. We only see excitement. God sees consequences attached to it. We only see the reward, but God sees the consequence that is not worth the price. We only see the temporary feeling. Spirit sees what it'll cost you in peace afterwards. And sometimes God loves you too much to let you walk blindly into something that your spirit has already rejected. That's the funny thing about alignment. When you're so far into alignment that you can't even pull yourself out of it. That hit me hard last night. Because after fighting for hours, trying to find my phone, eventually I just went to bed. And I slept wonderfully. And for the first time, all night long, for the first time all week long, actually, I slept really well. No noise, no distractions, no movement. Because deep down, I knew why this was happening. And so I rested peacefully. That's what conviction feels like. Conviction and condemnation. Conviction is Spirit pulling you back before you drift too far away from yourself. Some of y'all think God is blocking you because He's against you. Nah, baby. Sometimes God blocks you because he remembers who you are while your emotions temporarily forget. She knows you better than you know yourself. And listen, the older I get spiritually, the more I realize peace is one of the loudest signs from God. If your spirit is disturbed, pay attention. If your body is tense, pay attention. If everything suddenly becomes difficult before making a decision, pay attention. Because spirit whispers first, then interrupts, then removes access. Then if you still refuse to listen, life starts teaching you through pain. And some of y'all are not exhausted because the devil is attacking you, but because your soul is tired of fighting against divine redirection. Whew. That's the conversation nobody wants to have. You keep asking God for signs while ignoring the ones already happening. The delay was a sign. The lost phone was a sign. That random cancellation was a sign. The exhaustion, that's a sign. The feeling in your chest, that's a sign. The feeling in your gut, that's a sign. Spirit's been speaking. The question is, how many more times does heaven have to protect you from yourself before you stop calling it bad luck? And this changed everything for me. Because today, I'm not even mad I lost my phone last night. I'm grateful. I'm grateful Spirit loved me enough to interfere. Loved me enough to inconvenience me. Loved me enough to disrupt my plans. Loved me enough to let me feel frustrated instead of letting me walk into something that my soul already warned me about. That is the power of God. That's real protection. Not everything you lose is punishment. Not everything you lose is punishment. Sometimes God hides you from things because your future is begging for one more chance to keep you safe. And if you're hearing this right now, this is your confirmation. Stop forcing what Spirit is already interrupting. Stop forcing what Spirit keeps interrupting. Stop chasing what your peace keeps rejecting. Stop calling divine protection an obstacle. Because one day, you're going to look back at the thing that didn't work out and realize heaven saved your life through inconvenience. And the craziest part is that Spirit was never trying to control you. Be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you ask for. Spirit was trying to protect you from the version of you your purpose needs alive.